G'day everyone, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC. Just a simple operation. I've made up the cam plate that goes on the back of the workhead here, and I've drilled the two holes, one for the pivot and one for the locking or setting bolt. I then spotted through into the body, and I'm just going to drill and tap for 6mm metric course. Next operation will be the rotary table, where we'll do the arc in the cam plate, and I'll bring you in and show you that. It's a very simple job to centre up. But one reason I love these milling machines is they're so versatile. The milling chuck was out in 10 seconds and the drill chuck back in. But we'll drill and tap a hole, which is something you've all seen before. There's plenty of meat here, so I can put the screw in without having to cut the length off. These knee mills are often called a glorified drill press, and compared to a big heavy mill, yes, I agree with that comment, but they're still a very versatile machine, and that's probably why the tool makers all picked them. And they're picked quite well doing this job. I once said to a toolmaker, customer of mine, Johnny Herman, a very good plastic injection mould toolmaker, why the hell they put a brake on a milling machine? It just doesn't make much sense. And he said, well, in his working day, he might do 200 or 300 operations, and waiting for the quill to stop 200 or 300 times cost him 10 minutes. So for him, the brake function is quite well received. Okay, snail off slow. And then put the human handle on. It's just a very quick operation. Although it's just depth, I might bring the tap out and clear the thread a little bit. I don't know what this material is, but it's been very easy to machine and tap. Okay, that's about as deep as it wants to go. I've put some 1032 screws in for the bracket to hold the hold the latching plate, and the only tap I had was a gun tap, and I had to drill very deep to push all the swarf ahead of the tap. It still worked out quite fine. But let's see if she's a goer. Yep, I'm quite sure you don't want to bore me, or me to bore you with this. I'll have to put that tap down and clean a bit of the swarf out. Okay, I'll bring you back when we're about to use the rotary table. Well, I can't give you a better view of it than right on the spotlight on sport. Just a tiny little 6-inch rotary table, just using some plate and washers as a fixture, so nothing really fancy there. I'm working off the coordinates on the bottom of the table, the degrees. I've got my start and finish angle. I'm going from 111 to 85 degrees. I'm just going to crank in a couple of tenths of a millimetre there, and away we go. As long as you remember which way's left, not the other left. So it's undo to take the cut. And I've learnt my lesson with smaller diameter cutters. I run them a lot faster than I used to. Around to 85 degrees, and that should give me the quadrant I need for the angular movement of the cam plate. Okay, back we come. To 111, which is our starting point. And I've actually written these numbers down on the table of the mill with a felt pen, because I would never bloody remember them. Okay, put a few more now in, and let's go again. So as long as you're prepared to go steady Eddie and not fly into it, you can get a job like this done. And I shouldn't speak so early, because it's not finished. Whereas throwing the swarf up, I just use a little acid brush to put a bit of gooey goop on. And after I finish doing this, I'll cut the body of the cam plate, and the job's virtually finished on this drill grinding and tap grinding attachment. We go back to 111 degrees and use my old crappy brush to remove all the swarf. And I like these old brushes, it doesn't matter if they get caught up, I just let the bloody things go. Bit more gooey goop, another cut with our depth of cut, and away we go again. And I'm not going to say something stupid like nothing could be easier. That's when it's all going to turn to shit and fly apart. Okay, I'll bring you back when I've cut it all to shape. Well guys, proof of concept time. Proof of concept, get that out right. I've actually got the thing together now. Most of the accessories are for it. I've just got a setting gauge, and I've decided to go against the original concept. They pinched one of the rotating bushes at the back to keep it horizontal to set the tools, and I thought to myself, that's a lot more work. All I'll do is just make up a height block that I drop in here to set it horizontal with a torpedo level on the top, and the other side of it will be used to set the cutting edge horizontal at the front of the tool, so that's a much easier job. But indexing, that works quite well. Drops into the little sleeve at the back there, indexes it square. That's lovely. Here's the interesting part that I'll bring you in to see shortly. Yeah, come on, screw, do it tight. This is the axial relief cam, and I've set the cam plate back to a few degrees, and as you rotate it, the cam plate pushes the socketed cap screw back. It goes up forward, up, and slides to the front to get into the next flute. So that proves that part of the concept, and that works quite well. You drill the sleeve for the number of flutes to put the number of cap screws in. All very, very simple manufacturing. And for drill bits, the eccentric means that the cutting edge in the front of the chuck will describe an arc as you rotate the attachment from the handle. So it describes an arc, and that gives you the clearance. And I'll see if I get it good enough. But you'll see the front of the chuck describes an eccentric. I think that's what it's called. Okay, I'll pick up the camera now, bring you in for a close look around here. Okay, sorry it's wobbly, this is handheld. This little camera doesn't go up on my tripod so well. Don't be scared by the build. It's all just little pieces of metal. The concept is very, very simple. I do have a lot of work removing weight from the head to make it easier to use, but now that I've solved the concept, I can just mill off all the corners and take probably, I think I said earlier, about 1 kilo off. But around the back, indexing mechanism is just that piece of plate as a latch, drops into the groove in the sleeve. Nothing could be easier. Want to do 4-facet grinding on the other end of it? Swing it around to the next flute. This is not too easy to do one-handed, and drop it in, and you've indexed to the other side. Now I could put a swivel on the back of the body for the 4-facet grinding, but it's much easier just to swivel the wheel head. That'll bring it around just as good. Okay, a bit of a view of this axial relief cam working. Now you have to have some axial play in the spindle for the workhead, and you have to maintain light pressure on the back so that once you come over the heel of the cam plate, it drops forward into the next flute. But you'll see that as this plate is tilted, the socketed catch screw rides up. It doesn't ride up smoothly now because I haven't turned the knurling off the outside, but you can see the whole spindle moving backwards as the screw climbs the ramp, and once you get off the ramp, forward it goes into the next flute. So nothing could be simpler. The original item had a scale marked off in degrees on the back of the plate. Well, you can do that if you want. I'm going to use a sheet metal worker's protractor. Set the angle on the protractor, put it up on top, align this plate to the arm of the protractor, and bugger me, you got exactly the same result without having to make the scale. So I'll be doing some grinding trials probably next week. I want a break from this now, but the grinding trials won't be done until I've fettled all the corners and got rid of all of these things. I've been stabbed too often by this thing so far. Got a good crush injury to the thumb, my own stupidity, and the bloody cross-slide handle on the lathe has stabbed me in the thigh probably 20 times just today, so it's now got a big waddy of rag around the outside. I'll answer any sensible question in the comments section below and provide as much help as I can, but no, I'm not going to do drawings because your scrap just won't be the same as mine. This is the concept and it's been proven. Now you can see a little bit better here. There's the pivot bolt or pivot nut that allows you to swing the main body around on the base plate, and that's the gusset I welded on the inside. Okay, I'll bring you back when it's in a clean condition and actually ready to do a show and tell demonstration. If you're not a regular subscriber, please subscribe now and like this video. Thanks a lot. Bye guys.